Hey everyone, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Justin, and I didn't make a video leading up to this season because I was actually sick with COVID for the last week or so, but feeling much better now. Obviously good enough to make a video here, and much better after the Toronto Maple Leafs season opener. Very exciting season opener against the Montreal Canadiens, where they took down the Habs 6-5 in a shootout, and again, a very back and forth and exciting and thrilling game if you're looking for that, but a lot of areas to work on if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs. Of course, Austin Matthews starting the season off with a hat trick, getting off to the right foot. Critically important in my opinion. Even if you're one of the best players in the world, you do need some confidence to be feeling good about yourself leading into any given season. And if Austin Matthews wants to compete for another 60-goal season like he did 2 years ago, try to get his third Rocket Richard trophy, he's going to have to feel good and feel very confident and steady throughout this season. And starting off with 3 goals, I know Brock Besser one-upped him with a 4-goal performance in the Canucks season opener, but you can't ask for much more than that from Austin Matthews. I think he has 12 goals and 7 career season openers. The guy just likes to start the season on fire, and I'm hoping that, again, this 3 goals will help propel him into another exciting season where he puts up a ton of goals and hopefully can just remain a little bit more consistent than he was last year when his down season produced 40 goals still. A couple of just news and notes coming out of this game. The big storyline right now, of course, is the goal song. Now, I, for one, was actually a huge fan of the Hall & Oates. I really liked that goal song. I love the song. I think it worked really well for this team at the beginning, and then it got really stale really quick, especially when we saw this team continue to get eliminated in the fashion that they have been. We just needed something new, some new juju around the team. We thought that the change was going to come last year. It didn't. Then they started the preseason this year with the goals song Hall & Oates, and then they announced shortly before game time that there was going to be some changes. And after Noah Gregor scored the first goal of the season for the Leafs in Toronto, we found out that it is Pursuit of Happiness by Kid Cudi. Not the best, in my opinion. I know the song. I like this song. A little outdated, a little out of nowhere, if you ask me. It is something new, which is something we've been asking for, obviously. That's been the most important thing, something new and fresh. So it is better than Hall & Oates in that regard, but I think it's something I'm going to have to grow on. It's not the song I was expecting. For me, I really wanted Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue. I think that would have been perfect. They already played at Leafs games. I think that kind of song and energy and rock and guitar is what really goes into a good goal song. But nonetheless, they did announce that there's going to be multiple goal songs this year, which I really love that idea. It sounds like they're doing one for just standard home games. They're doing one for original 6 matchups, some throwbacks, and some next gen. Now, obviously, speculation. Next gen, I'm 100% confident that that's going to be a Justin Bieber song. I'm thinking Hold On. When that song released, they did release it with a Toronto Maple Leafs, I guess, kind of music video, so it's only fitting that that would be the song that they picked from Justin Bieber. But we all saw the picture that he posted on Instagram. Justin Bieber went on Insta and said, looking forward to some Hall & Oates tonight. And I think that was a little bit of a setup. It was meant to throw us off guard. I think Justin Bieber was in on this, knew about the goal song changes because they needed to get his rights and his acceptance for when they use his song for the next gen game. Of course, that is the game that where the Toronto Maple Leafs wear the black and the blue jersey, the Justin Bieber inspired and I guess collaborated jerseys. So it only makes sense that for the next gen game that they go with Justin Bieber for the goal song as well. Looking forward to hearing what all of them are though, because I think that there's a lot of opportunity for what the songs can be, especially with the different genres that they're mixing it up with based on the theme of the night. I think Kickstart My Heart's got to be one of them, but we'll see. Anyway, Pursuit of Happiness, it's okay. Again, it's something that's going to have to grow on me, but it is something different, so that's good in my books. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was Fraser Mitten, because he's been a big story. The preseason started off with Easton Cowan being all the buzz, and then it transitioned into Fraser Mitten. Wow, this guy's looking good. He could even make the roster, and bam, there it is. He plays, he makes the team, and plays in the first home opener for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think this guy is a terrific story. I'm really excited to watch him. I didn't know much about him when we drafted him in the first place, but I love listening to all the interviews that come out on the Leafs channel. And I remember the very first development camp that Fraser Mitten participated in, Haley Wickenheiser could not stop talking about the kid, how mature he was beyond his years, how intelligent he is on and off the ice, the way he thinks about the game. He's just a very cerebral person and player, and that got me really excited. When you hear someone of the caliber of Haley Wickenheiser and all she's done on and off the ice, to hear from her that we've got a very smart hockey player and a very smart person when she's a doctor herself, that's something to be excited about. And so he's been on my radar for a couple of years, not thinking that this year was going to be the year that he made the team. But once things started heating up, I really got excited to watch him. And I'm super, super happy for the kid that he's on the team. I think it fills a void. I think the whole fact that William Nylander was playing center was an admittance by the Toronto Maple Leafs that we really, really struggle with our center depth when it comes to the third line position. And obviously we had Ryan O'Reilly fill that gap last year, and then we lost him in free agency. So then they try to move Willie into that position. But with Fraser Mitten kind of emerging out of nowhere, that seems to be just the perfect fit for a third line center role. Fraser Mitten's not the kind of player that's going to really impress you with some offensive skill and explode for a ton of points, but he is going to be that reliable 200-foot center, perfect for the third line center position, where you know you can trust him in any kind of position that you put him in, whether it's an offensive faceoff, a defensive faceoff, going up against the better players on the other team. Not yet in this career, but I'm talking about what this kid can grow into. And so seeing him start off playing against the Montreal Canadiens in the home opener, really, really exciting. The one thing is I'm not certain if we're going to get to 10 games with this kid. I don't know if it's the best for his development, honestly. Fraser Mitten, while he had opportunities in the first game, it was his first opportunity to really play against the world's best in the NHL. I know it was the Montreal Canadiens, but it's a different class than what he's used to playing, especially in the WHL and in preseason. And all he was really able to do was be really responsible and progress the puck down the ice. But anytime he got it, he seemed to just want to chip it in and get on the forecheck. And that's really good. But if you're going to sustain yourself in this league, you got to be able to do a little bit more than that. And the bigger question is, again, with his development, is it best for us to have him on the roster for the entire year this year, where he doesn't feel like he can control the puck, he doesn't feel like he wants to take risks, feels like he only needs to be the guy that progresses the puck, gets on for a quick shift, and then gets off the ice right away? Is it better to maybe have him back in the minors where he can really be the best player on a team, control the puck, get that confidence, and maybe take that step into the NHL next year? I really don't know. Of course, we've only had a one-game sample from real NHL experience so far, so we do need a bigger sample size, but I would not be surprised if after 9 games they do want to move Fraser Mitten back into the minors to not get rid of his first year of his entry-level contract. That's the last thing we want to do is burn a year of a cheap contract when the Leafs continue to have salary cap issues. Again, it's just an issue of the Leafs need a third-line center. So if that were the case after 9 games, would you then move William Nylander to third-line center? Would you move John Tavares to that position? Would you move Max Domi or Calle Jarnkrok? Or do you keep Fraser Mitten on the team the entire year, even if it's not best for him, but it fills the short-term need for the Toronto Maple Leafs? It's a big question mark. I'm really excited to see what he can do. I want to see a bigger sample size, and maybe after 8 or 9 games, we'll get a better impression on what this kid can do in the NHL and what's best for his development in the long term. But we started off with a win, which is something the Toronto Maple Leafs haven't been able to do for a long time now. It seems like the last couple seasons, the Leafs started off 2-4, 2-5, 2-7. I remember making videos each of the last 2 years of how miserable the Toronto Maple Leafs started at the season. And I know it's only 1 game, but it was a win, no matter how ugly it was and exciting it was. It wasn't a perfect game, but we ended up with the 2 points, which is all that matters. And if they can continue on that roll of just finding a way to win, that's A-okay in my books. And as the season goes on, of course, we're going to tighten up and look a lot better, more like the team we should become. So what do you think about everything we talked about here today? The win, even how it happened, giving up a number of leads in the game. Not to mention the goals song, new fresh look there, Fraser Mitten, all the other guys that are new to the team. Give me all your thoughts in the comments down below, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.